How are you doing today? Follow the channel, give it a like, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Which of the special features do you intend to watch today? And while you're typing, we'll go on to the next step. To get things rolling, let's put the show on the stage. It appears that Raphael Varane has suffered an injury. He runs the risk of not making it to the World Cup if Chelsea beats him in the Premier League match. Under Pep's leadership, Manchester City ended their season in the Premier League with a total of 600 goals scored. For the first time since 1996, Nottingham Forest was victorious over Liverpool. At Napolini, Chuck Vatia will be compensated monetarily for his work. The amount of culture is growing, Napolini 24 reports. The soccer team known as Manchester United has arrived in Bayer. Leverkusen is back. Jeremy is putting Pong in a box. Karim Benzema did not attend the clash tonight. Because of the exhaustion of the muscles, the Football Association of England chose not to examine the English club's comment on Manchester City, despite the fact that it was interpreted as having a xenophobic tone. AC Milan has every intention of keeping their half of the deal with Stefan Appiol as the head coach until the year 2025. Masuta, a former member of the Japan international Kudo team, passed away in a sad accident at the age of 32 after undergoing brain surgery in October, during which he was diagnosed with hydrocephalus. The number of assists provided by one player to another that Messi has provided to Mbappe with PSG in Liga 1 in 2022 to 2023 is the highest total possible. Messi has provided Mbappe with 6 assists. Rennes is a member of one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Confirmation of the new contract with Matilda Lavamea, which will remain in effect until 2027. There is a possibility that Marcelo will relocate to the MLS location. Don Ballon of the Los Angeles Galaxy informs Frankie Yang that he plans to obtain all of the money that Barcelona owes him in accordance with the terms of his contract until the year 2026, and that the club has refused to sign him. A wage cut, Latia recognized it as being familiar. In addition, Lucas Boy to serve as a replacement for the Cherry Marbly that was injured. A £30 fine is going to be imposed on Aston Villa if a €1 million buyout cluster sporting event takes place, and the Villa managed to earn a point for Ruben Amorim as head coach. Then the scenario described above will take place. Schalke 04 Timothy Kolachuk as defender has been brought on since it was revealed. PSG is keeping an eye on AC Milan defender Pierre Kalulu because they believe he is a more financially feasible target than the Milan Grenier. The former head coach of Germany, Christoph Daum, has been informed that he has lung cancer. Because of his family obligations, Youssoufa Moukoko has not yet committed to extending his current deal with Borussia Dortmund. Manchester United has expressed interest in signing Hanakchel Hanaglu while he is playing for Newcastle, Calcio Mercato notes. Before the start of La Liga match Week 11 clashes with Sevilla, Karim Benzema gave fans at the Santiago Bernabéu his Ballon d'Or to show his appreciation for their support. Erling Haaland finished his time with Guardiola having scored 22 goals while making 15 appearances. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who did the same thing in 46 games, was the previous player to achieve this feat. It's possible that Skriniar will sign with Barcelona in January. According to Culture Mercato, Real Madrid has the option to renew their contract with Marco Asensio, and they are currently in extension talks with him. When the World Cup is over, the position of Gonzalo Higuain might be filled by Cristiano Ronaldo, who would then sign a deal with Inter Miami. The young man, Frankie, might advance his career by moving to Liverpool during the upcoming winter transfer window. An individual who is a supporter of French Marseille has been charged with attempted murder for firing in his chest rocket, which caused a German fan at the stadium to have significant injuries to his neck. According to Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, they just introduced a new reform with the intention of acquiring more control over transfers, and the rules governing this reform are scheduled to take effect on November 16, 2022. The position of head coach for Northern Ireland has been terminated for Jan Barklow. Luka Modric scored a goal to celebrate winning 453mm. The response from Jose Mourinho was in the form of a joke regarding how he plans to put an end to Richard Cartel's activities. Should he get within range, I will make an effort to kick him. Yesterday's action in the major leagues of Europe featured, among other things, a number of games that were really exciting. You are now looking at the most recent results. Now we will discuss the primary requirements of the release. This season in the Premier League, Liverpool does not appear capable of winning on the road at any point. This time, the Rats were defeated by Nottingham Forest by a score of 1,000,000 to 1. Man City was clearly superior to Brighton 31 in every way. Because to Haaland's brazen, Brona was able to land an accurate shot. Both Chelsea and Manchester scored in the final minutes of the game, resulting in a 1-1 tie that saw both teams share the points. Amira retaliated to Giorgio's golden kick from the penalty spot by scoring a beautiful header of her own. As for the Bundesliga, RB Leipzig bounced back from falling behind 3-0 both throughout the match and in the game played against Augsburg in a jar. Signal Iduna Park was ecstatic to witness Dortmund's crashing victory over Stuttgart, which resulted in 5 goals to none scored by the visitors. In Italy, AC Milan comfortably defeated Monza. An amazing victory against Fiorentina with a score of 3-4, scoring the last gasp winner in at a time. As for Spain, Real Madrid's domination against Sevilla was ensured by a 3-1 victory thanks to goals from Modric, Vasquez and Valverde. In Barcelona, Mauricio Pochettino was observed enjoying the action at the Camp Nou stadium. Earlier this week, there was a triumph over Villarreal by the score of 3-0. The Argentine was extended an invitation to watch the game from the presidential box at the Blaugrana. He has not been a member of any team since the Paris and German board agreed to terminate the coach in July. The situation has been ongoing. Pacino arrived to watch the game precisely at Barcelona's worst moment, which was so far under Chubby after the defeat in the Classical and the near elimination from the Champions League. Xavi admitted that he may be replaced by another coach if the team fail, but it is clear that Pochettino is not a frontrunner for the job. Thomas Tuchel, who is affiliated with UCL, would be a primary target. Ten Hag was successful in winning over Cristiano and apologising to his teammates for his behaviour, as well as his dramatic exit into the locker room. Now the manager of Manchester United wants this to happen in front of the entire team, not just him and his staff. If this happens, Ronaldo will have a chance to return to the first team next week. Prior to this, Manchester United were prepared to part ways with Cristiano Ronaldo without paying any compensation. The Premier League club is planning to take such a measure in order to get rid of the hefty income that the Portuguese player, who is 37 years old, is currently receiving. Cristiano Ronaldo has a contract that runs until the summer of 2023 and pays him a weekly salary of £500,000 British pounds. Ronaldo's future at Manchester United has been decided, and the club will not receive any compensation. From the beginning of the year, when the Red, this decision was given the go-ahead by the Glazers, who own the Devils, taking into consideration the forward's wish to switch teams. On the market, however, there is absolutely no interest in the player. The only other choice that could be made was to make the connection to Saudi Arabia's side of the Al Hilal. Many fans of Manchester United are under the impression that Ronaldo's excellent performance at the 2022 World Cup will pique the interest of other organisations in his services. A loan option for a period of 6 months if someone is willing to pay at least a portion of Cristiano's salary beginning in January. Then this scenario is a real possibility. Lionel Messi and Luis Campos, a football advisor for Paris Saint-Germain, are now discussing his new contract in personal tax. According to reports, negotiations have been going on for a few weeks now, although they are still in the preliminary phases. It is yet unknown what Messi's plans are. After the conclusion of the World Cup in Qatar, the Argentine player, who is 35 years old, will give serious consideration to his future, despite the fact that he has been successful in Paris and is enjoying life in France. However, the likelihood of him staying in Paris and Germain is extremely strong given the current circumstances. According to journalist Dean Jones, Manchester City would be risking a lot by shaking things up if they were to make a move for Paris in the German striker Kylian Mbappé in the future. The Telegraph reports that Paris Saint-Germain does not plan to sell its star player, Starman, and that the club will only accept offers that are greater than £300 million. According to reports, Manchester City are one of the few clubs that would be in a position to afford the attacker if he were to go in the very near future. Please have a look at the latest film produced by our football club projects, folks. There we have Messi, Mbappe and other world football stars naming their favourites and who they would have a good time seeing in the 2022 World Cup. It was an article about football.
How Alex Antetokounmpo will make NBA Hall of Fame. Basketball player Alex Antetokounmpo presently represents the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA. He is Giannis's younger brother. Whether or not Alex Antetokounmpo will be admitted to the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame is difficult to say with certainty. Players who have made substantial contributions to basketball at the highest level are eligible for the prestigious Hall of Fame award. Although occasional exceptions have been made in the past, a player must have retired for at least 3 seasons to be eligible for inclusion. Antetokounmpo is one of the top players players in the league and a professional basketball player. It's still too early to predict whether Alex Antetokounmpo's career will merit Hall of Fame consideration. He's a skilled player who has shown promise early in his career, but it's crucial to keep in mind that several factors, such as a player's individual and team success, longevity, and impact on the game, might affect his chances of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. A player must have an excellent career that had a long-lasting influence on the game of basketball to be admitted into the NBA Hall of Fame. Numerous statistics and honors, such as choices to the All-NBA team, appearances in the All-Star Game, and individual awards like the Most Valuable Player (MVP) award, can be used to illustrate this. Players who have contributed significantly to their team's success and have won several titles are frequently taken into consideration for induction. It's also crucial to understand that the Hall of Fame is about more than just individual accomplishments. A player may also be inducted if they have made a major contribution to the sport off the field, such as through coaching, management positions, or philanthropy. Whether Alex Antetokounmpo will have the kind of career that will qualify him for admission into the NBA Hall of Fame is still too early to say. There are a few things that he could do to improve his chances of receiving the accolade, though. He must first and foremost keep becoming better and getting better on the court. This entails putting a lot of effort into strengthening his abilities and continuing to perform at a high level throughout his career. The success of his club, whether it be through playoff participation or championship runs, will depend on him as well. In addition to his on-court performance, Antetokounmpo will also need to make a positive impact off the court. This could be serving as an example for younger players and spectators, volunteering for humanitarian causes, and making other contributions to the game, such as coaching or holding managerial positions. Dominant performance on the court. Stunning display on the court for the Wisconsin Herd, the Bucks G League club. Alex has already established himself as a vital player at the age of just 23. He led the Herd to a 27-23 record and a playoff berth in 2021-2022, averaging 19.3 points, 8.3 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1.3 blocks per game. But more than simply, his numbers contribute to Alex's dominance on the court. He can have a big impact on the game thanks to a special blend of size, athleticism, and ability. At 6'7" and 210 pounds, he is strong and large enough to compete for rebounds with bigger players. He also has the quickness and agility to guard smaller, more perimeter-oriented players. Alex has demonstrated a strong basketball IQ in addition to his athletic attributes and a willingness to work hard on both sides of the game. He's a skilled shot blocker with the ability to play multiple defensive positions. He also has a knack for making steals. He is an adept ball handler and passer who can generate his shots or set up teammates offensively. Alex Antetokounmpo has already shown that he can be a dominant force in the NBA. Even though it is still early in his career, he can make a difference on both sides of the floor thanks to his combination of size, athleticism, and talent. In the future, it's conceivable that Alex will put on even more impressive performances as he refines and develops his skills. Impressive statistical accomplishments. He's only in his third season in the league, but he's already racked up some outstanding stats. Alex's ability to make accurate three-point shots is one of the most outstanding accomplishments yet. He had a remarkable 41.8% three-point shooting percentage in the 2020-21 season, which placed him in the top 25 in the league. In comparison to his rookie season, when he was only 31.4% from three-point range. This represents a tremendous improvement. Alex has demonstrated the ability to shoot, as well as be a solid rebounder and facilitator. In the 2020-2021 season, he averaged 4.7 rebounds and 2.4 assists per game, both respectable totals for a player his height. On the defensive end of the court, Alex has also made considerable strides. In the 2020-2021 season, he averaged 1.2 thefts and 0.7 blocks per game, demonstrating his growth as a dependable defender. As a result, he has gained the respect of his teammates and coaches and has contributed significantly to the Bucks' defense. Overall, Alex Antetokounmpo has demonstrated his ability to contribute significantly to the NBA. He adds value to any squad with his strong shooting, rebounding, playmaking, and defensive skills. There's no doubt that he will continue to post great statistical achievements as he develops and refines his game. Defensive skills. Greek Freak is a well-known NBA player who is renowned for his remarkable skills. Antetokounmpo has the height 6'11" and athleticism 7'3" to cover a variety of positions on the court. He's renowned for his swift feet and keen anticipation of passes, which frequently result in interceptions and steals. The 2020-21 season, when Antetokounmpo won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award, was one of the high points of his defensive career. He led the league in defensive win shares this season and averaged 1.3 blocks and 1 steal per game. The Milwaukee Bucks won the league championship and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals as a result result of his defensive play. Antetokounmpo thrives as a team defender in addition to his plaudits for his defense. He's a strong leader both on and off the court because he is frequently seen leading the defense and managing communication with his teammates. He is a tough opponent for any offensive player thanks to his ability to switch onto smaller guards and contest attempts at the rim. The whole performance of Antetokounmpo as a player is greatly influenced by his excellent defensive presence. He adds value to any squad and is challenging to play against due to his versatility and his defensive acumen. Team success. Antetokounmpo has spent his whole 7-year career with the Bucks, guiding them to the playoffs each year and even taking home the 2019 NBA Most Valuable Player honor. His outstanding physical prowess, along with his leadership qualities both on and off the court, has assisted in leading the Bucks to the top of the Eastern Conference. Beyond just scoring points, Antetokounmpo helps the club out in other ways as well. He's a talented player who can play both offense and defense well, frequently leading the team in points, rebounds, and blocks. The Bucks' success has been largely attributed to his selfless performance and capacity to improve his teammates. In addition to helping the Bucks succeed on the floor, Antetokounmpo has grown to be a respected figure in the neighborhood. He routinely takes part of humanitarian activities and even established his foundation to aid children from disadvantaged backgrounds. Overall, Antetokounmpo has been essential to the Milwaukee Bucks' success. He has led the squad to multiple playoff appearances and even an NBA championship appearance thanks to his talent and leadership. His influence extends beyond basketball, as he has developed into a community leader and a role model for kids. Longevity and durability. His longevity and toughness are two characteristics that have helped him succeed. In his career, Antetokounmpo has only sometimes missed games due to injuries. He missed just 18 games in his first 8 seasons, which is remarkable given the physical toll that playing professional basketball has on the body. In each of his first 8 seasons, he averaged over 30 minutes of playing time per game, playing a lot of minutes consistently. Antetokounmpo has a tremendous work ethic and mental tenacity in addition to his physical toughness. He is renowned for his unrelenting training regimen and dedication to raising his level of play. Due to his commitment, he's been able to play at a high level and stay injury-free. All things considered, Antetokounmpo's durability and tenacity has been crucial to his success in the NBA. He's become one of the best players in the league and guided his club to several postseason berths thanks to his ability to stay on the court and play at a high level for lengthy periods. The direction of Alex Antetokounmpo's career, as well as how he plays and contributes to the game of basketball, will ultimately determine whether or not he gets admitted into the NBA Hall of Fame. It's critical to keep in mind that while being inducted into the Hall of Fame is an honor, it's not the only indicator of a player's professional success or performance. The most crucial thing is that Antetokounmpo keeps up his hard work, develops, and enjoys himself while playing the sport he loves.
The internet has been shaken by Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. On the day before the start of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, the footballing stars both shared a photo on social media of themselves playing chess with each other as part of an elaborate campaign for Louis Vuitton. Cristiano Ronaldo's Instagram post of the image has received 39 million likes since it was made public, quickly becoming the second most liked photo in Instagram history. In this video, we'll take a look at the secret meaning behind Messi and Ronaldo's photo. The image depicts the legendary footballers deep in thought while playing chess on a checkered Louis Vuitton suitcase. "Victory is a state of mind," says the caption. The iconic duo has mutual respect for one another, but this is the first time they have been photographed together in this way, head-to-head in a fierce game of chess, held on top of a Louis Vuitton luxury briefcase, photographed in a dark setting. Two of the world's most famous and leading soccer legends were photographed by one of the world's most famous photographers, Annie Leibovitz, in a recent photo shoot that went viral over the weekend. The striking image depicts Manchester United's Cristiano Ronaldo and Paris Saint-Germain's Messi engaged in an intense game of chess. Football fans have discovered an incredible reference within the image, and many are suggesting that it exactly repeats the famous chess match between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura in 2017. This famous chess match resulted in an unavoidable draw between two of the sport's greatest players, fueling the fire that it reflects and parallels the equality between Ronaldo and Messi as two high-level phenomenal players who have been pitted against one another for 16 years in a never-ending debate within football to determine who is considered the greatest of all time. Another detail that many people on the internet noticed is that the Louis Vuitton trunk in which the chess game is played has a more symbolic meaning than it appears. images from the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia have gone viral, showing a Louis Vuitton briefcase being used to present the World Cup trophy ahead of the opening game and final in Moscow. This adds incredible symbolism to the viral photo, as both football stars will compete in this year's World Cup, which many are referring to as their last dance. Leibovitz is said to have captured this profound chess image with the 100-megapixel Fujifilm GFX 100S. While she's no stranger to this camera, having used it in another Vogue photo shoot where she captured a heavily pregnant Rihanna. This progression to a medium-format mirrorless Fujifilm, presumably as her new workhorse camera, is a great leap forward and certainly encouraging for those looking to embrace the new wave. The most intriguing aspect of this image, however, is how Leibovitz created it. A behind-the-scenes video shared by Louis Vuitton on their social channels, but later deleted, reveals that the image is a composite and that the two players were never in the same room at all, as Leibovitz can be seen photographing Messi and Ronaldo separately. The two footballers were allegedly asked to pose in their respective positions at different times and in different studios before being composed together during post-production by Leibovitz. Messi is in the natural setting chosen for the final image, while Ronaldo was posing in front of a plain gray wall to make it easier to blend him into the original setting. As the World Cup began this week in Qatar, a few former players, including David Beckham, came under fire for their support, citing the country's policies and attitudes toward LGBTQ+ communities, as well as accusations of human trafficking and low wages for stadium workers. Qatar has also made it clear that it does not welcome the media, as we recently reported, after Qatari security officials threatened to smash and destroy the cruise camera if they did not stop recording while broadcasting live to Denmark's network channel, TV2. For many years, Ronaldo and Messi have played against each other in the Spanish football league La Liga, with the Portuguese-born Ronaldo representing Real Madrid and the Argentine Messi representing Barcelona. Both players have won the French Ballon d'Or 7 times, with Messi winning 7 times and Ronaldo winning 5 times. Ronaldo and Messi both posted the photo to their personal Instagram accounts, and Ronaldo also tweeted it with the caption, "Victory is a state of mind." A long tradition of crafting trunks, with photographer Annie Leibovitz credited. Despite having enough silverware to fill the Louvre, Messi and Ronaldo have never won a World Cup. However, the pair may now face each other in the final. However, Messi's Argentina, one of the tournament's favorites, got off to a disastrous start yesterday, following one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history, as Saudi Arabia, a team ranked outside the world's top 50, stunned the side 2-1. When asked how he felt after the loss, Messi replied, "The truth? Dead. It's a crushing blow because we did not expect to begin in this manner." Ronaldo, who recently parted ways with Manchester United following his contentious interview with Piers Morgan, is set to face Ghana in Portugal's first match on November 24. In a recent World Cup press conference, he referenced the iconic Louis Vuitton image, saying that he would like to be the player to checkmate Messi. "It happened in chess, and it would be magic in football," Ronaldo said with a smile. Is the Messi-Ronaldo chess image the most liked Instagram post? In a nutshell, no or not yet. While the posts on Ronaldo and Messi's accounts will each make the top 10 most liked Instagram posts of all time, none will take the top spot. As of now, Ronaldo's Instagram post of the image is the third most liked Instagram post of all time. Ronaldo and his partner, Georgina Rodriguez, announcing Rodriguez's pregnancy, which has nearly 33 million likes, are also part of the second most liked Instagram post of all time. The most liked Instagram post, on the other hand, is a portrait of an egg posted under the handle World Record Egg, which has received 55.8 million likes since it was published in 2019. Messi and Ronaldo, on the other hand, may end up breaking the lone eggs record collectively, but to the eggs' credit, it never had the marketing push and budget that the chess picture with the two biggest football stars had. While paid marketing and the scale of both Ronaldo and Messi's popularity played a role in the picture's astounding number of likes, the timing and content also struck a chord with fans. The image, which has already been dubbed iconic by many, has caused fans of both players to put aside their heated Messi-Ronaldo rivalry debates on social media in order to appreciate the candid frame of the two together. The upcoming FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar is expected to be both players' final dance and the end of an era in which fans could watch two of the greatest footballers of all time compete for records, trophies, and various personal honors week in and week out. Furthermore, images of both players together are uncommon outside of football games and award ceremonies. Fans have also begun to spot a few unconfirmed Easter eggs in the photo, which has added to the excitement surrounding the Messi-Ronaldo chess photo. Ronaldo has immortalized the number 7, which is the number of chess pieces he still has. Messi is portrayed as Nakamura in the image, while Ronaldo is portrayed as Carlsen. This is a fitting analogy for the eternal question, who is better? Grandmasters must play each other multiple times in their careers for this question to be definitively answered. The most recent matchup was won by Nakamura, which should please Messi fans. However, Ronaldo fans will be pleased to learn that Carlsen is currently ranked as the world's top chess player. Furthermore, the Norwegian has dominated the Japanese in head-to-head play, winning 86 times to 37 with 105 draws. In addition, at the start of a chess game, the white piece always moves first, putting the black piece at a disadvantage. This could be interpreted to mean that Ronaldo is slightly older than Messi and made his professional debut before him. It could also be argued that Ronaldo has many physical advantages over Messi, such as height, build, and speed. On either side of the debate, Messi is the ideal footballer physiologically due to his low center of gravity, high game IQ, and near unrivaled technical ability. Interestingly, if Lionel Messi's Argentina wins Group C and Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal wins Group H at the FIFA World Cup 2022, and both teams advance to the final at Lusail, fans may be treated to a dream Messi-Ronaldo match in a FIFA World Cup final.
I mean, who's unaware of the fantasy sports basketball? I'm a fan of Stephen Curry. I'm sure you guys have your favorites. Taking the heights of players into consideration, we have some to talk about. Sometimes the heights are advantageous until it turns into a disadvantage. Yao Ming is 7 foot 6 inches tall, which makes most NBA players look petite. However, this unusual nature makes other players look smaller in front of Yao Ming. There is someone who beats Yao. His name is Albiaudin, and he is the tallest basketball player in the world. He's not standing in a 7-Eleven talking about supermarkets. Adegauki, aka Big Nyjah, has become so big and viral. Jessica Shaq posted a video with him. But if you look at this guy and make Shaq look like a kid, it's either a skyscraper or an Albiaudin riding a Goku. The Adegoke was born in Nigeria, where it became taller than the walls of the house and became unable to stand up straight, resulting in a hunched posture. Nevertheless, Nigel was already a 7-footer by the age of 16 when he was spotted by a trainer at the International College of Nigeria. The coach only invited Adegoke to his team. Big Niger accepted, but he was very poor and walked around in self-made plastic shoes and truck tires. He was barefoot when playing basketball because there was not a single store in Nigeria that sold size 20 shoes. By the time Nigel was 17, he had grown 7 foot 10 inches and was an instant college star, until he disappeared out of nowhere. No one knew where he was until the college got a call a few months later. Adegoke turns out to have received an offer to play basketball professionally in the Middle East. He still plays in the Middle East to a surprise, former people didn't stop growing. When Shaq posted the video with him, he was about 7 feet tall, but he smashed the internet in 2022 when he posted a photo that pushed him over the edge, and now he's 7 foot tall, he's 11 inches tall. When we see Dubai's elite youth highlights in the league, we feel why this 23-year-old Giants didn't play in the NBA. NBA scouts should talk about him. It makes me think that Victor didn't win the Banyama. Adipokine seems to be untouchable by the color that covers human, as it doesn't exist. If someone can dive without even jumping, there is no defense to protect it. But in reality, Big Niger is not in perfect shape and can barely move around the pitch. When this 7-Eleven giant gets the ball deep into the post, it's usually the game over for him. But the problem is that it takes about 15 seconds to reach the opposite edge of the square. On top of that, its posture is stiff and its movements are clumsy. If he ever played pro ball, we would probably have many leg injuries. Adegoke doesn't have a great jump shot. His basketball technique is subpar, and he's very uncooperative. A defender must manage to stay in front of him and deny the ball to keep him completely out of attacking action. This huge player, a pro, is far from playing basketball, and I'm pretty sure he'll never play in the NBA. But Adegoke isn't the only super tall basketball player to become an internet sensation. 17-year-old high school student Robert Dabrowski has gone viral because he stands 7 foot 4 inches tall, weighs only 180 pounds, and looks like 4 long sticks intertwined. Robert has always dreamed of being in the NBA just because he's always been tall. His 2-meter-tall father was a former basketball player, the player who played with George Merson for the Romanian national team, the 7'7" giant and the tallest player in NBA history. Robert's mother was a 6-foot-tall volleyball player, and young Robert surpassed her by just 8 years old. Yeah, you heard right. He was 6 feet tall at 8 o'clock. And at the age of 12, he reached 7'2", surpassing his father's height. Robert was recruited by the Italian U15 team Stella Azzurra and helped them win the national championship. His family then moved to America, and at the age of 17, Robert made his high school debut in Spire Academy, where he became teammates with Pamela Ball. Lamella usually stole all the headlines, but Browski was attractive wherever he went, so he tried not to do so at Spire and was limited by lack of mobility. Robert also has scoliosis, a condition characterized by lateral curvature of the spine that causes back pain at any height, let alone 7'7". Because of this, Robert couldn't do squats or deadlifts, and although he was eating 7 meals a day, he gained very little weight during his time at Spire. In 2022, he played for the University of Rochester, but never made a big impact on the pitch. He dreams of playing in the NBA, but Kristaps Porzingis is his favorite player. It doesn't look like this gentle giant has professional basketball prospects because of that. But this next giant was anything but calm. At least, that wasn't the case when Jackie Chan and Chris kicked his Tucker butt in a hilarious scene in Rush Hour 3. Whoa, Lee. I got a big problem, man. This boy's on steroids. He got a head like Bear Buns. Oh no, come on. Thanks to this movie role, Sun Mingming became as popular as Yao Ming just without playing in the NBA. It's a shame because Sun Ming, who's 7 foot 9 inches and 360 pounds, means his first love was basketball. However, currently, he will never reach that level. As you know, Sun had a tumor in his brain that caused his body to grow rapidly. Even in his later years, his son's body caused him to release high levels of growth hormone, a condition called acromegaly, which could lead to premature death if left untreated. His basketball career threatened to end before his 21st birthday. He didn't need $100,000 for surgery until his agent saved the day. He organized a hugely successful fundraiser to raise money for Sun Ming's surgery. The Sun always wanted to play like his compatriots in the NBA, but he wasn't as skilled as mobile as I was. After playing in the minor American League in Mexico and Japan, Song returned to China, where he experienced the most successful period of his career. Mingming played alongside Stephen Marbury for the Peking Ducks, winning 2 of the CBA titles, although he could dive without jumping and be a bit dexterous. The Sun were unable to catch other players running up and down the court. Some never made a significant contribution to the production, but he was a major attraction and one of the most popular players whenever he played. In 2013, he married a 2-meter-tall Chewing Gum Yang, and together they entered the Guinness World Record as the world's tallest couple, with a combined height of 13 feet and 11 inches. But they were not the only ones to be so. Neil Fingleton entered the record books as the tallest Briton of all time at 7 feet 7.5 inches among the 25 tallest men in the world. Growing to his 7 foot 7 inches in his teens, Singleton decided to capitalize on his size and pursue his basketball dream in America. He led his high school to a divisional championship and was named Massachusetts High School Player of the Year, mainly because of his defense, as he blocked more shots than Dikembe Mutombo. This earned him an invitation to his 2000 McDonald's All-American game. Against the country's top players and 6 future NBA players, Fingleton made his mark by blocking 3 shots in 10 minutes on the court. Singleton began a serious recruitment war for his services, and in 2000, he settled in North Carolina. He was supposed to be the most devastating defensive force in college, but then turned into a disaster. Singleton broke his back and missed his freshman season after back surgery, ended up playing just 1 career game with the Tar Heels. He then transferred to another school, but Neil became immobile and his career ended. However, Fingleton soon found a new pillar of acting. Neal has had several notable roles in fighting Keanu Reeves in 47 Ronin. In Giant Fisher, he played King in Doctor Who, and in Game of Thrones, he was Power Mad. But this next giant basketball player still has the NBA dream alive. His name is Olivier Rilou. Although he's only 16 years old, he's already 2.10 meters tall. In 2022, Olivia entered the Guinness Book of Records as the world's tallest teenager. But unlike most people of his stature, Olivia is mobile, well-balanced, and agile enough to carry his massive frame up and down the pitch. Olivia became a sensation after revealing in his YouTube video that he was 1.90 meters tall, twice as tall as any other player in the U12 tournament. Denver's Jamal Murray is pictured with Olivia. If Olivia Murray's beard was Photoshopped, Murray would look like his son. Olivia's father was 1.80 meters tall, his mother was 1.80 meters, and everyone knew he would grow up. Olivia's height was already 1.70 meters in kindergarten, but the doctor told him thought it looked like his 1.87 meters. Well, the doctor doesn't know anything, she does. Olivia can dip just by reaching for her hand. He doesn't need to jump and probably hasn't stopped growing yet. But as history has proven, past a certain point, effectiveness diminishes as you get taller.
Qatar were bitterly disappointed with their team's performance in the opening game of the 2022 World Cup on Sunday. Despite predictions from fans, pundits, and ex-players that Qatar would outperform on home soil and recapture the magic of their 2019 AFC Asian Cup victory, Felix Sanchez's men were made to look distinctly average on their big day. Ecuador became the first team in World Cup history to defeat the host nation in the opening game, winning 2-0 at Al Bayt Stadium. What happened in the first World Cup game? In this video, we'll take a look at the real reason why there are empty seats in the Qatar World Cup. The 2022 World Cup has only just begun, but there have already been numerous talking points to add to the media frenzy surrounding Qatar's contentious awarding of the tournament. Few, however, have been more visible than the case of vastly empty seats during the first 4 games. It's an unbelievable story for a quadrennial sporting event like the World Cup, but the proof is in the pudding, with low attendance. While visiting supporter numbers have been lower than usual, the lack of local interest has raised concerns about how much money Qatar will waste if the stadiums are not maintained after this winter. 2 World Cup matches in Qatar on Monday featured a large number of empty seats. The chief executive of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 said the country was gripped by football fever after the opening ceremony on Sunday, but around a third of the seats were empty during Senegal's match against the Netherlands at Al Thumama Stadium. FIFA did not immediately respond to a request for comment, but it is understood that issues with the ticketing app that prevented England fans from entering the match against Iran also occurred at the Senegal-Netherlands match. Thousands of empty seats could be seen at the start of England's match at the Khalifa Stadium, but the venue gradually filled up. The official attendance of 41,721 for the Senegal match also raised eyebrows, despite the venue being listed in the official pre-tournament media guide as having a 40,000 capacity. The final capacity during event mode is higher for each of the 8 stadiums, with Al Thumama now holding 44,400 people, according to FIFA. However, this did not account for the visible empty seats. On Sunday night, the official attendance at Al Bayt Stadium was over 67,000, but the media guide stated the capacity was 60,000. Qatar opened its FIFA World Cup campaign with a 2-0 loss to Ecuador at Al Bayt Stadium, which seats 60,000 people. The organizers, on the other hand, stated that 67,000 fans were seated for the game, raising concerns about the stadium's capacity. Despite the fact that a few seats were left empty at the end of the game, viewers were left with questions. This was followed by another game in which England faced Iran at the 40,000-seat Khalifa International Stadium. However, according to reports, 45,334 people attended the game. The same thing happened during the USA vs. Wales match at Ahmad bin Ali Stadium, which seats 40,000 people. However, the stadium announcer stated that 43,418 people were present. The Lusail Stadium, which hosted Argentina and Saudi Arabia today, has a capacity of 80,000 people. However, according to official records, 80,012 people attended the game. Meanwhile, Denmark and Tunisia played at the 40,000 capacity Education City Stadium. However, official records show that 42,925 people attended the game. Qatar allegedly misled fans into believing the stadiums were crowded, which was false because the numbers did not add up. This will once again cast doubt on Qatar, and it appears that this will be the country's final World Cup as a host. As a result, by the time the second half arrived, the energy and danger had been drained from the game, with Qatar continuing to labor in front of their own fans and Ecuador eventually cantering to victory. From then on, it became painfully obvious that large swaths of the Al Bayt Stadium were beginning to empty out, with more empty seats appearing by the minute. Fans watching from around the world, as well as journalists seated in the stadium, were surprised by how sparsely populated the arena became after the break. The Athletic's Matt Slater tweeted, "Suggestions that 20% of the crowd have left to pray have just been shot down by the Qatari journalist seated next to me. No, they've already left. Except for the Ecuadorians, the ground was nearly deserted by the final 15 minutes. However, Nasser Al-Khader, the CEO of World Cup 2022, insisted that the country is thrilled to be hosting the tournament, which was controversially awarded in 2010. We celebrated Qatar 2022 with a mesmerizing opening ceremony, passion in the stands, and exciting football on the pitch," he said. "Our country is gripped by football fever, and the celebration will last until the final on December 18. According to the rush for the exits, the local fans were not in the mood to party by the end of the game at Al Bayt. However, it's possible that many people were eager to avoid being stuck in traffic. In the hours leading up to the opening ceremony, the approaches to the stadium, the only one of the 8 venues only accessible by road, were congested. Other early organizational issues reported included overcrowding on Doha's metro system and fans pushing and shoving to gain entry to fan parks. The opening ceremony, which featured Hollywood actor Morgan Freeman and K-pop star Jungkook, appeared to pique the audience's interest. After more than a decade of hard work and close collaboration with stakeholders across the country, a unique edition of the FIFA World Cup is finally here, said Yasir Al-Jamal, Director General of the Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy. It will be remembered fondly by fans in Qatar and around the world. According to FIFA, nearly 3 million tickets have been sold for the finals. On Tuesday, the Qatar World Cup took another strange turn when the capacity of its 8 stadiums was officially increased by 12%. The Al Bayt Stadium, which hosted the first game, went from 60,000 in the pre-tournament guide to 68,895 on the official website overnight, while the Lusail Stadium went from 80,000 to 88,966. It came after fans were perplexed by attendances that exceeded stadium capacity in every game. According to a source close to the organizers, the original figures reflected FIFA's requirements for stadiums to have minimum capacities of 80,000, 60,000, and 40,000. The Qataris have since discovered that the number of seats required for broadcast, media, and sponsorship purposes was less than anticipated, resulting in capacity increases. According to the source, the Lusail can seat 92,000 people before broadcast and media requirements. On Tuesday, the total capacity listed on Qatar's World Cup website increased from 380,000 to 426,221 people. However, a second mystery remains: why there appear to be far more empty seats than the official attendance figures claim. Official figures show that over 88,000 people watched Saudi Arabia beat Argentina at the Lusail Stadium on Tuesday, just a few thousand short of capacity, but there were pockets of available seating throughout the venue. The first and most likely explanation is that ticket holders failed to appear. The most noticeable gaps at all matches, particularly the visibly underattended match between Senegal and the Netherlands on Monday, are in the most expensive seats, which run down the side of the pitch in the first 2 tiers. This could indicate that sponsors or invited guests have declined to attend. It's also possible that tickets are being held by local fans who are unable to attend the game. Although FIFA has confirmed that Qatar has purchased the largest share of the 3 million available tickets, as one would expect from a host country, the exact number sold has not been disclosed. A Qatari fan this week claimed to have tickets for 20 matches. These were purchased with 2 separate FIFA accounts, an illegal practice, and he claimed that the majority of his friends had done the same. Finally, it is possible that foreign visitors who purchased tickets in the original ballot did not travel. Another possible explanation is the system used on the ground to sell returned or unsold tickets. A central office located at the DECC metro station in Doha's West Bay provides continuous access to available match tickets. But not every match is always available for purchase, with most fixtures appearing to be sold out until the digital displays refresh to show new options. Other possible causes include issues with digital ticketing systems, with ticket resolution centers seeing long lines in the run-up to both the Saudi and England matches. The organizers have certainly exaggerated the number of people expected to attend the tournament.
Hey, do you follow the NBA? If so, you might know the interesting facts about these superstars' partnerships. NBA is so engaging to watch, right? At least for those who don't watch NBA, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant might be some of the names that you are so familiar with. Successful duos are so much overrated today. The failed ones might interest you. Let's see how things change between Shaq and James. Like soccer, basketball is a game that is watched by millions around the world. There are a lot of basketball matches and leagues that are conducted across the globe. NBA, or the National Basketball Association, is the most famous and professional basketball league that happens in Northern America. This league is one that holds most basketball enthusiasts and fans all over the world. Many world-famous basketball teams, like the Los Angeles Lakers, Chicago Bulls, Golden State Warriors, and San Antonio Spurs, to name some, compete in this league. The National Basketball Association, or NBA, has given us many legendary players. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Shaquille O'Neal are some great players to be mentioned. The NBA game has witnessed a lot of successful stories and matches. It's also given us great and memorable combo players, as we've seen a lot of successful duos in the history of the NBA. There's also a dark side of failed duos that were embossed into the NBA's history. LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard and James Harden and Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony and Amar Stoudemire, Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley, and Russell Westbrook and Paul George are some of the famous duos that failed out of a championship dreams. Superstar team-ups are quite well established in the NBA, and they help increase the players' and teams' chances of winning a championship. Some successful team-ups included the likes of the Big Three for the Miami Heat, which saw LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh win 2 titles together. Others include the Boston Celtics, featuring Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo pulling up the NBA trophy. Although having superstar team-ups does not always assure an NBA championship. With the recent elimination of the Houston Rockets, which had 2 MVPs in Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and the shocking exit of Los Angeles Clippers, which had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in the ongoing playoffs, it is a stern reminder that superstar team-ups does not result in a title as a matter of course. Basketball is sensational, but nothing beats 2 equally exhilarating players playing on the same team together. There are more chances out there on the court, and in most cases, it makes both players better when they play with an identical talented player. We have seen some great duos in the past 20 years, including David Robinson and Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and not to mention Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Sometimes we see duos on the verge of greatness, just to sheerly break up. One such duo that we should consider looking into is LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal, 2 amazing professional basketball players who played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers is an American professional basketball team that is based in Cleveland. The Cavaliers take part in the National Basketball Association as a limb of the league's Eastern Conference Central Division. Talking about Cleveland Cavaliers, the team began its journey to play as an expansion team in 1970, along with the Buffalo Braves and Portland Trail Blazers. Home games for this team were first held at Cleveland Arena from the year 1970 to 1974, followed by Richfield Coliseum from 1974 to 1994. Since 1994, the Cavs have played home games at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in downtown Cleveland, which is split with the Cleveland Monsters and the American Hockey League. Dan Gilbert has been the owner of the team since March 2005. The Cavaliers opened their debut season by losing their first 15 games and struggled in their starting years, placing no better than 6th in the Eastern Conference during their first 5 seasons. The Cleveland Cavaliers won the first Central Division title in 1976, which also marked their first winning season and playoff appearance in a franchise history, where they advanced to play in the Eastern Conference Finals. The franchise was later purchased by Ted Stepien in 1980. Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James were the two astonishing duos who rocked the game during the 2009 and 2010 seasons. Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James were both great players who played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and showcased incomparable performances during their peak time. Shaquille O'Neal, commonly known as Shaq, quickly became one of the best centers in the league, winning Rookie of the Year in 1992-1993 and the one who led his team to the 1995 NBA Finals. After 4 years with the Magic, Shaquille O'Neal signed as a free agent with the Los Angeles Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal individual titles include the 1999 and 2000 Most Valuable Player Award, in short known as MVP, the 1992-93 NBA Rookie of the Year Awards, 15 All-Star Game selections, 3 All-Star Game MVP awards, 3 Finals MVP awards, 2 scoring titles, 14 All-NBA team selections, and 3 NBA All-Defensive Team selections. He is one of only 3 players to win NBA MVP, All-Star Game MVP, and Finals MVP awards in a single year. He holds 8th rank all-time in points scored, 6th in field goals, 15 in rebounds, and 8th in blocks. Shaquille O'Neal was honored as one of the league's greatest players of all time by being named to the NBA 50th anniversary team. Given the nickname King James, he is comprehensively considered one of the greatest players ever in the history of NBA. He's often compared to Michael Jordan in debates over the greatest basketball player of all time. LeBron James has been titled 4 NBA championships, 4 NBA MVP awards, 4 NBA Finals MVP awards, 3 All-Star MVP awards, and 2 Olympic gold medals. LeBron James has racked up the most points in the playoffs, the most career points, the second most regular season points, and the 7th most career assists. He's been selected as an NBA All-Star 18 times and to the NBA All-Defensive First Team 5 times. He has taken part of 10 NBA Finals, the 3rd most all-time, including 8 continuously between 2011 and 2018. In 2021, LeBron James was selected to the NBA 75th anniversary team, and in 2022, he became the first and only player in the history of the NBA to accumulate over 10,000 career points, assists, and rebounds. LeBron won his first 2 NBA championships while playing for the Heat in 2012 and 2013. He also ranked in the league's MVP and Finals MVP award in the same 2 years. After his 4th season with the Heat in 2014, James opted out of his contract to re-sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers. In 2016, he led the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the game against the Golden State Warriors in the finals by returning from a 3-1 deficit, delivering the team's first championship and ending the Cleveland sports curse. In 2018, James utilized his contract option to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers and signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he won the 2020 NBA championship and his 4th Finals MVP. LeBron James is also the first player in NBA history to accumulate $1 billion in earnings as an active player. LeBron James is currently having a stirring run alongside All-Star big man Anthony Davis in the ongoing NBA Finals. However, outside of Davis and Kevin Love, James also had a chance to pair up with one of the all-time legends in the history of the NBA, none other than Shaquille O'Neal in 1 season with the Cavaliers. In 2009, James was the ruling NBA MVP as he showcased breathtaking individual performances, although the Cavaliers were startled by Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. With James' contract almost ending, the management knew they had to support James with rightful championship pieces in order to lift a championship trophy and satisfy their MVP to stay. With this, the Cavaliers bought Shaquille O'Neal in a trade with the Phoenix Suns. On paper, this seemed like a mean vital duo. The squad now had a legitimate center down low outside of James' MVP presence. Shaq was coming off an all-star season with the Phoenix Suns as he averaged 17.8 points and 8.4 rebounds per game. So, do you guys know any other sports duos who failed, like Shaq and James? If so, let us know your answer in the comments.
It is true that many of the trophies have tremendous worth on their own, and it is always fantastic to have your hands on the most precious silverware, but the majority of football players will tell you that winning trophies is all about pride and prestige. Have you ever given some of these trophies a second thought about how much they are worth? What are we talking about? Tens of thousands of dollars? Millions? As we count down the top 10 most costly trophies in the world in this video, we will find out the answer to that question. 10. The trophy for the Premier League. Many people, including players, coaches and supporters, have the goal of winning the Premier League trophy at least once during their careers. Many people believe that the Premier League is the most difficult league title to win, which is why the trophy is so very valued. But even if you take away the prestige that comes with winning the Premier League title, the trophy itself is a rather pricey piece of silverware. The trophy's construction materials include malachite, silver, and gilded silver, and it carries a price tag of $10,000. However, as you will learn in the following paragraphs, this trophy does not even come close to becoming the most expensive one in the league. 9. The trophy for winning the UEFA Champions League. It should not come as a surprise, given that the Champions League is the pinnacle of football played by clubs in Europe, that the trophy that is up for grabs is one of significant value to the winner. The Big Ears, as it is affectionately known, is 74 centimeters in height, weighs 11 kilos, and is crafted entirely out of sterling silver. The trophy for the UEFA Champions League has a value of $15,000. 8. Bundesliga Meisterschal. The trophy, known as the Meisterschal, which literally translates to Champions Bowl, is presented to the team that emerges victorious from the German Bundesliga. Because the names of all the victors since 1903 are engraved on the trophy, it has had to be enlarged on 2 separate occasions, first in 1981 and again in 2009. It is believed that the current size will have sufficient space for winners' names until the year 2026. But beginning with, according to the appearance of things, there is going to be only one name used going forward. In any case, the Meisterschal served as a replacement for the Victoria, which had been lost sometime during World War II, been given annually since 1949. The Bundesliga Championship Cup is insured for €50,000, which is somewhat more than $57,000 at the current exchange rate. 7. The Scudetto, Italian. The trophy that is awarded to the champion of the Italian Serie A may be seen here. The Scudetto is a little trophy that has been awarded to the champions of Italian soccer since its inception in the late 1920s, the highest level of competition in Italy. Genoa was the first team to start using it when they purchased it. Soon after, a variety of sports teams located around Italy began using the name Scudetto for themselves, but even today, the term is consistently utilized to refer to the Serie A trophy itself. The award is in the shape of a funnel and has a soda-like base topped with a gold ring. The trophy weighs 8 kilograms, stands 58 centimeters tall, and has a worth of $66,000, making it the most valuable and expensive league trophy in the entire globe. 6. AFCON Trophy. The present trophy for the Africa Cup of Nations is the third of its kind, and Cameroon was the country that won it for the first time in 2000. Was replaced with the present African Cup of Nations trophy, which was designed in Italy, awarded in the year 2000. The item is worth a total of $150,000. 5. The trophy for the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or trophy is the only individual award to be included on this list today. Furthermore, it leads us to our next category. Top 5. The trophy, which has been given out annually since 1956 to the person deemed to be the finest player in Europe for that given year, it has developed into an award that is given to the player who is widely regarded to be the best in the world. Given to the male and female athlete who had the best overall performance in their respective games. The award is crafted entirely out of gold, and its weight is estimated to be around 12 kilos. A single Ballon d'Or trophy can be purchased for a total of $805,439,000. And to think that only one person has taken home this prize on 7 separate occasions, simply said, wow! 4. The Football Association Cup. Although it may not have the same weight as winning the Premier League, taking home the FA Cup trophy is still a significant accomplishment. Although being much smaller, it is worth more than 100 times as much as the trophy for the Premier League. The FA Cup trophy is composed of sterling silver and has a value of $1.18 million. It was first awarded in 1872. This trophy, which is 61.5 centimeters tall and took designers 250 hours to build, stands at a height of 61.5 centimeters, as well as its weight of 6.3 kilograms. But hold on for a second, the trophy for the FA Cup is worth over $1 million, and it doesn't even come with a trophy case? Reached the top 3 spots on the list of the most expensive trophies in the world. Wow! Then why don't we just jump right in and find out which trophies placed first, second, and third? 3. The trophy for winning the UEFA Europa League. You did indeed hear that accurately. Despite the fact that it comes in at number 9 on our list of the most expensive trophies, the Champions League trophy, the trophy for winning the Europa League is up here in 3rd place. The Europa League is without a doubt the competition that has the lower level of prestige when compared to the Champions League. Nevertheless, the trophy that is presented to the champion of that competition is one that is hundreds of times more valuable. superior even in value to the big ears. The Europa League trophy has a foundation made of marble and is constructed entirely out of silver. It is quite valuable, at $4.5 million. In addition to this, its weight of 15 kilograms makes it one of the trophies that holds the record for being the heaviest. Unfortunately, in contrast to its older sibling, it does not have any handles, therefore it is quite literally a one-handed device. It is significantly more challenging to hoist the Europa League trophy than the Champions League trophy. 2. The trophy for the Copa Libertadores competition. The Copa Libertadores is the equivalent of the UEFA Champions League in Europe. South American teams compete for it every year. The trophy that is given to the champions can alternatively be referred to as the Copa Libertadores or simply as La Copa, to abbreviate. The base of the trophy is constructed out of a hardwood plywood, and on it there are medals and trophies of all the victors from the past. The top is constructed out of sterling silver, while the footballer that sits above it is created out of bronze. However, it is covered in silver. The victor takes home a prize package worth $12 million in addition to the trophy, which has a value of $8.5 million. Million bucks. Number 1. The trophy for the FIFA World Cup. This should come as no surprise. At the pinnacle of the men's game sits the football trophy that is both the most valuable and the most expensive game. There comes a time in the career of every football player when they fantasize about winning the FIFA World Cup. We all know that this is for reasons that go far beyond the monetary value of the trophy, but the fact that it is the most expensive trophy in the world is certainly not a drawback by any means. It contains bands of malachite on the base and is composed of gold that is 18 carats in purity. The prize has a height of 36.8 centimeters, a weight of 6.1 kilos, and an estimated value of $20 million. That makes it by a wide margin the most expensive trophy in the history of the globe. It has a price tag that is higher than the total of the next 10 most costly items combined. Wow! The history of the FIFA World Cup is extremely colourful and entertaining, and we have covered every aspect of it in the previous sentence. Video in question. Find out some extremely intriguing details about the most costly trophy in the world by going to check it out. The entire world. Now, please let us know in the comments section of this article which of the items on the pricey list surprised you the most. You probably the most. If you liked what you saw, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. Additionally, make sure the bell notification is turned on so that you are alerted to whenever new content is added. I'll see you in the subsequent one!